A roll of white seamless paper is as versatile a background as they come. By simply controlling the fall off of our light and choosing how much of it we allow to hit our background, we can essentially get an infinite number of different looks and setups. I'm going to show you now 3 very different and extremely useful setups without ever moving my light, subject, or even changing my camera settings. Let's do it. The first setup we have is the Octabox with the grid in it, and the idea is we're controlling the spill on the background. So the grid is going to really focus in that light just on me, the subject, and it's going to fall off really quickly. So there's going to be minimal flash actually touching the white paper roll. So the idea is that's going to fade away to like a mid-grey. It's going to be quite dark in the back. Just to show you, it might look like there's a lot of light in this room. But the exposure, the settings of the camera are actually getting rid of all of that. So we're at 1/200th of a second, f6.3 ISO 100, and that is basically a complete dark ambient exposure. Let me show you. As you can see, there is virtually no light in the room. It's not affecting the exposure at all. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is gonna turn on this key light. So have a look at the key light with the grid to control the spill and stop the light hitting the background. This sort of look is probably my favorite thing to do for professional looking corporate portraits. It's a little bit different, it's moody, it's less sterile than a white background, but it draws your eye to the right place without any harsh, blown out areas. It's also really good for composites because it's not a pure black or pure white, and this sort of mid-grey color doesn't really occur too much in people's skin or clothing. So for the next setup, I haven't changed or moved anything. The light is in the same position. My camera settings are exactly the same. All I've done is remove the grid. So now instead of controlling the spill, the light is going to fall off a bit further. It's going to go further past me and hit the background, and we're going to get sort of like a light grey color. Obviously, there's quite a distance. There's probably 1.5 meters between myself and the background. So it's not going to be pure white back there, but it's going to fall off more evenly and the background is going to be a lighter color. So let's have a look at that. This is a great option too. The shadows are less dark than mid-grey, and overall it's just a bit of a softer, nicer feel. It's going to be, in my opinion, flattering for a lot more people. This color is also really great for composites too, as it's really easy to cut someone off a background even if they're wearing white. All right, for the last shot, I'm going to leave everything exactly as it is. The only thing I'm going to do is I have a little hot shoe flash, a little speed light here behind me, and I'm going to pop that up just a little bit into the background to try and get a consistent, even white background. And the Octabox is going to light me from the front. So let's see how that looks. Nothing else has changed, no settings, nothing. This look is what you would expect to get out of a white background, really. It's the sort of thing that you would do in a studio, on a psych, or that sort of thing. Very, very clean, simple, almost pure white background. Pretty much as pure as you're going to get because I'm sort of blowing out the background with the flash, but I've still got a good exposure with the Octa in the front here. This is a classic. To be honest, I don't know a way that you could possibly get a background more consistent than this. By popping the flash behind your subject in the middle of the background, it's symmetrical and clean and provides great separation between the background and your subject. And there you have it, 3 very different versatile looks from the one background. If you only had one roll of seamless in your arsenal, I would highly recommend that you make it a white one. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider checking out the one on screen now. In it, I teach you the basics of 3-point lighting. In my opinion, the most important thing you can learn at the beginning of your lighting journey. Cheers.